FXBros.
Yo. Let's put some music on, man. Let's get some vibes going. What up? All right, we about to get into it. Well, before we get into it, we'll wait for Jay. Wait for Jay to come up in this thing. I'm gonna take these fibs off. Let's go back to the 5-minute. Trade is still in play. Market definitely coming back up here, 65.03. I can see that all day. Ain't gonna fake me out on that continuation. I am smarter than that. be right back, y'all. I'll wait for Scully or whoever else come out there. Wazam.
What's up, bro?
Shit.
Let me get my other, just want to make sure my sound is good.
Yeah, your sound good as it stands.
I know as it stands. Let me see. What about now? Did it enhance?
No, that sound good, just like it did.
All right. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, man.
So
It's one of them soldier boy lives.
yeah, I had to run it back. You got up out the chair, and I had to run it back.
Straight up.
But what I wanted to break down and start with was hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know. It was a lot of feedback, but it's good now. It was like the fan was on or some shit.
I think that was my
Yo,
espresso maker.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But but now what I wanted to start with was basically this situation right here. If you're looking at the charts, this little
I
drop,
don't see your charts up on the live screen.
you don't. I got them up. Let me see. What about now?
No. What if I leave and come back on? I don't. It's done this to me before. Let
Yeah,
me um. Let me get my laptop.
bet.
Get my laptop. Give me like a couple of minutes.
You good?
All right.
All right. While we wait on him, I'll roll up. Yeah. Like I said, we about to do a little breakdown on what made us get into the sale from the morning's bullish push. So we did have a lot of bullishness um, during London. and early in the morning, pre NYC. So we're gonna show y'all some pinpoint entries all the way down to the 1 minute, as far as how we can catch these positions. You know, especially if you're looking to add to a winner, or maybe you broke even on the situation. You want to try to see if you can increase your your result for the week. Then this would be perfect for you. You know, none of that gambling shit. It ain't no gambling. You know, it's real reasoning behind it. And the best part about it is you're getting in at a level to where your risk to reward would be very, very great. Very high, very profitable. Only thing is you gotta have what our boy call it, I got his damn name. I gotta look at my history because I want to remember his name for the live. But it's this older white guy that used to say you gotta have the testicular fortitude to take these entries to assume the profit. Let me see if I can find them. Go on my history. David Paul. Dr. David Paul. My boy used to say RIP. RIP Dr. David Paul. He used to say you gotta have the testicular fortitude to take these entries. The most uncomfortable, unsure, like those are the best situations. Ones that when you know it's your setup, but you still got every reason in the book to be like, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Those are the best setups. Especially when it's at a high. But you have, when you got like the daily and the weekly, is your reasoning for taking sales from a 5 minute or 1 hour high? That's strong. Granted, we don't need to be calling highs and trying to find tops and bottoms, but when you are near a daily or weekly support or resistance and you looking at the 5 minute and you saw it run up crazy and everybody else buying and buying, but you talking about selling, all because you basing it off the daily and the weekly, like, yeah, that's where you could take those ballsy trades near those highs where you would get, 1 to 10s, 1 to 20s, 1 to 30s type of entries, and the market just leaves your entry and never comes back. No drawdown, very little drawdown, if any. We're gonna break it down right quick.
Schooly_.
We got Scully back on here. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Yeah, you good? You good?
Cool.
Can you see the charts now?
Yeah, I can see him now. But for
Okay.
some reason, I tried to log in on my laptop instead, but the chat isn't updating.
The chat?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I think I'm on Telegram because on my laptop it's still signed in to that old.
yeah. Yeah.
So let me see. I should be able to. Trying to see. I should be able to just type it in.
What, you on your phone right now?
Yeah, you can hear me now?
Hell yeah.
Good, good, good. All right, I'm back in this thing.
You back in this thing.
All right, I can see the charts.
All right. So basically, one of the main strange things that happened that I wanted to point out was on Tuesday when we sold off, even though we've been going bullish. And this is the 5-minute. So yeah, we had this little bounce off the low, just created a double low. A lot of liquidity down there from Sunday to Monday, and then Tuesday had a major sell-off in the morning and swept that. So that was a nice, as far as liquidity grab entry. We continue higher, but you know, we were looking to go probably through the stratosphere at this point to keep going higher, but it started to hold a little bit, and then it sold off into this little gap area right here. That's after the candle close, you would have noticed that's where it pretty much kind of was wanted to reach into, even though it didn't close below that area. But you know, that's a good area for entries. I mean, all these other ones down here obviously worked out. Even if you had entries up here, catching buys into this area still is profitable. You know, you had to lock that profit in. Nonetheless, we came back down to that area, didn't break it. That was a key thing. I look at things like that too when I be looking at the strength of the market between the bulls and the bears. It's like, you know, structure wasn't tested or broken. So that's a strong bullish sign to me that buy should still be in your favor. And then not only that, did it broke structure here to grab, you know, as far as a liquidity situation, but notice the bodies in the continuation then continued lower to create, you know, the new bearish trend, if you will, or like to say that this Tuesday would have been the high of the week type shit. We came down, tested it, took people's stop losses out, also came into this gap, but we didn't continue with bearish trend. Same thing with here. We came down, matched this low, also with this low. So this is real strong support right now on the 5-minute. And from that point, with no breaks, strong holds, we've been able to take this into new heights. And that was going into the Wednesday morning. Not only that, this is pre-London. You know, Asia did the ultimate sweep of Tuesdays. That little leg on Tuesday structure. Let me see how many we had. Yeah, we had really two predominant. So we had 1 point right here, and 2, then 3. So that was nice. You know, typically it would want to pull into like the first one, especially if we going on a strong trend, but it needed to pull it back further to continue into that. So that's another key to look at, taking out the legs of structure to let you know if we are continuing bearish. And not only that, how did it take out those legs? Like this one took it out in like maybe a few candles, and predominantly one candle took out both of these in its entirety. That's not a good sign of structure. Like the bears have everything in control and structure is taking us lower. Like that's not a good sign. The sign we want to the sign we want to see is that we want to see controlled structure, high, low, low, not this one candle taken out. That's a liquidity sweep. When the market going straight down like that, it's going for something. And if you notice it and you could catch it, even if after this candle closed, you caught it. You may not catch the entry down there, but at least you could be confident in your bias, especially knowing that the candles close right here along with this. And then you get another confirmation here, like no candles broke, no continuation of sales, no structure for bears. So from that, London created a low here right after London opened at 3 a.m. and then it got taken out, and then one more time, not with structure but with a nice little wick to take out those lows before that was the last little point. So that's why I said a lot of times when you do see a nice little swing point, especially when you're expecting the market to go high, and especially when it does it after it's filling a gap right here, which is kind of hard to see. Let me. When that area coming in to fill a gap, that could have been a nice little buy area right here. You know, you had a little drawdown, but you got lows really down here. But I would play off of this. Once you see this first structure, of course, you're not just going. You could take buys. This is a bearish engulfing, but just on some 5-10 pips below, that's 56. So 46 would be down here. So yeah, you didn't get stopped out. Even on 5 pips for 51, you didn't get stopped out. So that would have been good to take this buy with 5 pips below here. But nonetheless, knowing that you got this somewhat last little minuscule gap fill for a market to come all the way down here and potentially test these lows, which it didn't do body-wise, I'd expect this to be tested. One, it's the beginning of London, and it's probably trying to set a play up for the rest of the market, meaning New York, because it didn't continue high in its open. Like it could have continued higher here. London got enough pressure to be like, all right, bet we going up, but it doesn't do that off the rip. It need to, one, trick people into another direction, and two, it need to grab some kind of liquidity. And from that, you get liquidity here when people think these are buys and they got tight stops. You hit them with a tight stop. A lot of people probably took buys here, this 5-minute engulfing with a tight stop below that, hit them on a stop loss again, and then rip up. And all these people seeing these sales be thinking like, oh, this is the move. This is the move. This is the move. See, I'm up. I'm up. And then you get a nice little reversal, and it never. One thing, even though, yeah, these are sales, but what it didn't do, it didn't break this structure. That's what it didn't do. It came as low, but that's the key thing you got to remember.
And that's the previous session.
Yeah, this is Asian session from Tuesday.
All right.
And this is London session that Wednesday morning, the following Monday. It didn't break the session's low, but it did tap into the structure of it. Like it came down to meet its support, to see if it's, if this is true support. And after 3 times being tested like that, yeah, that's some good support right there. And not only that, look where it's hovering at. Our sweet old yearly low that we now are above. We broke that low, went all down below it and shit. Now we above it. So it's like, yeah, this is just, it ain't for no coincidence. It's a reason why this shit is testing right here. So you could have bought that just for that. Like we dropped below the yearly low, even though we should have been way down below that. If the market go lower, then it's just gonna keep going lower, right? But nah, it was testing that. That's liquidity down there. Everybody was thinking it's gonna keep going low after it broke the yearly low. Fuck it, do it on the stock market. It should do it in the Forex too. But nonetheless, we saw the manipulation, and the true reasoning to not be too gung-ho on those sales is the fact that after this started taking out this low, it still didn't create structure, bearish structure. Like that's a liquidity sweep, but we need to see like at least 2 or 3 higher low and lower high scenarios on all time frames to confirm like, any type of like reversal, strong reversal, or maybe like a minor trend. Other than that, if it drops below and you could call that a reversal, is it a reversal if it only took it 1 or 2 candles to drop below and take out all this structure? Like I look at that more as liquidity sweep. I like to see structure being built to let me know we entering into, a reversal or a strong retest or whatever the case may be. Like, this is a retest more so than a reversal. Nonetheless, we get that situation, and yeah, I mean, even with this big bullish push, and then you got this nice little gap. That alone, like I said, I like to see the fair value gaps as they break structure. Like this is structure right here. This is a swing point going lower. This is a bearish structure, a lower high. I like to see gaps, price gaps form as it breaks. And it ain't got, this candle don't have to break it, but the trend within it is breaking structure. And I like to see candles come back into that, which you had all these. You had 1, 2, all this you could have got in. It came right into that gap. And not only this one swept these lows right here and came to the gap. So that was even a sweet butter entry, you know, if you were looking to get in. Nonetheless, you had another entry here with a nice sandwich engulfing. So that was that. I mean, and then what news? Didn't news come out? Yeah, news came out. So that was the main preface for us testing these lows, getting ready for this news release to enter us into a new volume that we can entice, you know, the market to go one way when we really want to go the other way. You know, and who knows, we still could be going bullish. Like I said, we got a nice little gap that we just not tapped into on the 5-minute from that nice bullish push. You know, we ain't seen that since 8:30 this morning. Now it's going on 11. We struggling to get there, you know. So that's bullish sign that we're not continually going bearish, you know. But we'll see if we break through this and continue lower. Then that's not the case.
Yeah, that is clean traffic to the left.
It is
cleaner traffic, if you will.
Yes, it is.
Even though you got that clean traffic to the left and bullish movement, but I think overall, looking at the weekly, because that's our overall move for the week, we still bearish. You know what I'm saying?
Overall for the weekly. Yes. Yes, I see that. We're still bearish, and that market popped right back up to that structure, that structure point right here on the weekly, and then we rejected it just like I did on the week of August 14th, that Monday, that week. We had it was a bearish candle, but it wicked up and touched that structure point just like how we did this morning.
Yeah, the only thing that has me thinking otherwise is the fact that it passed the weekly's high. Like it broke way above last week's high. So
and shit, did it go? Well, no, I kind of met that week. It didn't take out that week. If it did, maybe like a slight uphill. But yeah, it did strongly take out that week's high. Another reason for a strong pullback too. You know, when it goes up strong, it's typically a nice pullback another way.
That'll be, oh my gosh, that'll be crazy.
You got to think about the bouncing ball method. You know, when you dropping a ball from the highest point, that first bounce back up gonna be the highest one, and how high you bounce from is how high that rebound's gonna come back.
That's a fact.
You know, versus you throwing it from a 1-story building versus a 20-story building.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that volume and momentum. So, but to go back to the 5-minute, what I saw was, okay, we had hesitation right here. I saw the first sign of hesitation right here on the 5-minute, right as the market opened when we got into it. And I want to say I started taking out some profit right here when I saw that we bounced off that psychological even number 65 flat. And we started, then we created that first bearish candle on the 5-minute. I was like, I didn't look at that as like, oh, we about to reverse from that. I would want to see a deeper sell or something. But I was like, okay, that is a psychological number. So let me take some profit out just in case if it does reverse, because I'm in buys at this point. But it kept going higher, Then I was like, okay, and it never looked back. It kept going higher and went all the way up to 65.12. And that's when it turned around strong. We didn't get a 5-minute engulfing, but it still was a nice, strong reversal. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. We hit that weekly little structure point, and now we sold off on it. Like that's, and nobody that's looking at the 5 minute would understand it. They'll be like, oh, we going to the moon, it's going up. Especially when you see this bullish engulfing right here. That's what I was saying. I was like, oh yeah, this one right here, I mean this one, when you saw that, I was like, oh yeah, we about to get stopped out. It was going up, went all the way to 20. What's the highest it went to? 22.
Yeah, that's on the 5 minute too. Yeah.
5 minute. I was like, oh yeah, we about to get stopped out. But I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm saying because this was my entry. This was my initial entry. When I saw all this reversal, I was like, okay, that must be a good situation to start looking to sell from. You know, you got stops above this swing point, which is gonna get attacked, which it did. But I know they just not gonna sell it from this point, make it just an easy sell. They gonna attack niggas and entice more people to get in the buys. Why? Because the news pushed it so higher, and they wanted to go so higher from their entry from Tuesday. It's, you know, when it hit that area 3 times, I was just explaining a minute ago, that was them adding into a buy position, but they had to get it in chunks. So they get it in 3 waves. Bam, now they in buys. Then the news came out. Thank you. Now they're starting to take profit, but it's coming strongly off that weekly level that we saw. Like I said, on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, you didn't really see that 65.15 area. You didn't see it. But on the weekly, you did. So if you didn't look at the weekly, you would be stuck. You'd be lost in the sauce. You'd be probably still holding buys at like 65.05 type shit thing, hoping and praying on the market will come back up, which it could. But that might be just more interest for sales. But nonetheless, I marked this area based off the 1 minute. So if I go down to the 1 minute, you'll see that I was looking at this right here. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what happened. But I was looking at this 1 minute. You see this fair value gap, it left right at the top? And it left it right at 65.12?
I see what happened. I'm still having trouble by picking out those fair value gaps.
Well, one thing is just like, okay, the market should swing this high or it shouldn't. It could or it could not. But if it does, me entering right here off this highest one, because look, there's one right here that instantly got filled, and it was an entry. You know, you sold, but it didn't swing the low. So okay, maybe that's confirmation that we still may be going bullish, and you know, which we were. You know, the structure was there. We still going bullish, but overall, I saw maybe okay, we are going bullish to tap back into this area, and then that's the sell. You know, enticing everybody in the buys, but that's really the sell, which it hit my entry and it sold off. So that's, and not only that, I picked this one because it's the closest, especially on the 1 minute. It's the closest to the high. And not only that, we were at the peak of a bullish run from news, but we were coming from a weekly resistance point. So I was willing to be patient. Instead of taking this sell right here, thinking we just go tank from here, I was willing to be like, okay, one, we go either come up here or we at least go sweep this high. I don't know how high we're going to go, but I'm going to set it, you know, at least 5 to 10 pips and see what that look like.
Right.
You know, and I was like, okay, well, that's way up here, 65.25. So I was like, shit, if we go past 65.20 and we keep going and I see green candles, keep going, I was like, yeah, we stopped out. Trade was wrong. Come back to the charts another time. Simple as that. I was willing to take that loss, but
that was close to almost faking you out too. The way it kind of kept on going.
No, facts. But what I needed to see, I know. See how this went up. This ran up, right? Mm-hmm. This move ran all the way up, but where it stopped at, right at this high, right? It didn't take out this high. So I knew I was expecting it to do another swing to why? Because this is double. This is more stronger resistance, equal highs. That's a lot of liquidity. I was expecting it to run up. So now this leg up, now I need to see more bullishness for me to be like, oh yeah, this is a fake out. It's about to stop me out. But it never happened because I know this right here was the liquidity sweep. This wasn't a liquidity sweep. This was just matching up to this old high. If it would have continued higher, then yeah, that probably would have been a liquidity sweep. It would have came down, met some little gap right here, maybe this little area, then it would have came right back up and took that high out and continued going bullish.
For sure. All right.
Kind of similar to what it did here. It came after it took that out, it came back down and rested right above, right there, and then went back up. But what it didn't do, it didn't take out this high and continue bullish. Simple as that. It never came back.
And that's how you snipe.
I sniped this. This is what I sniped. This 65.19. I either sniped this or I sniped it coming down. When I started coming down and not only that, bro, is when you looking at the charts. When you looking at the charts, you'll see this. You'll see it like from this high, it'll go up, slowly go, and then it'll smash down fast right here in like a half a second. When I see that, that's when I know like, oh, the bears they got heavy sell entries in there. When it's just like kind of like just teetering, going up, coming back down, just kind of normal motion. I like, okay, that's just normal play. But when I see it kind of teetering up and then a split second, that bitch just smashed down right here, that's when I be like, oh, that's a lot of orders up there. They're trying to add heavy orders to sell. That's when I be like, and you won't notice that unless if you really physically looking at the movement of the market.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you're on that 1 minute, you tuned in. Like you
see it on every time frame.
You gotta know the overall movement too. And that, what is that? Looking at the
you see it but you see it as high as the 1 hour and maybe the 4 hour. So it ain't really the 1 minute. It's just you looking at it and knowing like, okay, we are at this high. Not only is this sweeping liquidity, but we need to continue high for this to be the new bullish run. Because just how high it ran up these big strong candles, if it would have broke this high, it probably would have ran up to 65.50. Like that would have been like, okay, yeah, we bullish. And that would have had all the explanation on the swing point we just did looking at the daily. If you look at, if I pull up the daily right quick, that would explain this to the T. The fact that we even doing this type of swing situation under this low and that we tapped into this daily gap from November last year, this whole little swing, that would confirm that, and we would have shot the fuck all the way up there. That would have confirmed that. But the fact that it didn't give us that, it did give us that last little leg push, and then it ripped down, and then further into the next hour, we just started taking out 65.12, 65 flat, 64.97, and now we coming in the 64.80s. Like, yeah, bro, that's all you need to know. And you don't know it. That's the thing about it. I didn't know it was gonna sell off, but what I did know is if it did sell off, my risk to reward gonna be amazing. That's all I knew. I knew that for a fact. If it sold off from here, my risk to reward gonna be crazy.
Perfect position.
Yeah. So that's basically all I was going. It's like if you want to call that gambling, then yeah, I'm gambling, but I'm gambling when the house is sweating because they know this next card they about to flip over is gonna bust.
Yeah.
And I'm running 4 hands on the table.
Seeing that bitch flexing right now.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm up.
I'm up too.
Oh yeah, bro, this shit crazy.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Are you ready? I think this is about to be the embarkment of us because we doing this now in this market. Imagine once the dust settles and shit get back to normal, boy. Well, not only that, take this mentality in the same mind frame because it may not be so as algorithmic with the stocks and in futures and shit, and maybe Bitcoin, but the same charting knowledge, well, we take that to other markets, bro. We gonna be fucking Jesse Livermore and shit.
Yeah, because niggas ain't really like super duper chart heads. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I am a chart
well,
head.
I don't know. It's I don't know, bro. It's like it seemed like to me with stocks, it's more fundamentals than technicals.
Oh yeah, you don't need to look at no charts. You could just look at the fundamentals of the company and look at the price.
Yeah,
you could look at the daily for sure and the weekly on stocks, because you get a lot of earnings, you get a lot of like news, like the CEO got sick or the CEO just bought a new boat and all the employees mad. That's gonna make the stock go down. Like it'd be dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
So you gotta, it's a lot of emotional news that you gotta look into with that. But yeah, man. But besides that, knowing that emotional stuff was just a trigger to get people to sell, and knowing what to look for, what areas could potentially bounce off, like different like support areas and all that. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. That support and resistance, supply and demand, that should be working golden in the stock market, because everybody look at that. Like, even though it's heavily taught in the Forex market, it's heavily taught in that. But that support and resistance shit, nigga, yeah, that shit is golden on that. Like you could just throw up some damn simple moving averages and look at that shit on the stock market. You'd be golden.
Damn.
Because it's even more human emotional driven, more so than the algorithms and the large central banks of the countries we trade in goods. They move in trillions and multi-hundred billions dollars of money. Ain't nobody moving that in hedge funds. Hedge funds, maybe them niggas may be managing 500 billion or 800 billion, but they ain't got that whole position on a Tesla sale.
Thanks.
Thanks. Because if they did, and one of their homeboys did too, then yeah, that could mess the market up. The market could tank because they got a large position on that. Just like the nigga that took a sell on that movie called The Big Short. I forgot his name, but the guy that predicted the crash, the 2008 crash, and made all that money.
Yeah,
he took another short position, 1.5 billion on the housing market last week.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
That nigga about to hit twice.
That's a fact.
So,
yeah, bro. Like I said, though, this shit gonna get crazy. So what I was saying was,
what more questions you got?
Yeah, like looking at the daily, because when I got into that, well, you could go back to the hour right quick, I guess.
Okay.
Just to go off of, because I woke up when I saw you, it was like, how it was dropping, and then my order wasn't open. I was like, oh, okay, so I got taken out. I was like, yes. So that shit went crazy off the bounce from yesterday's low or whatever, or it breaking the high. So I held my first trade of the week into Wednesday morning, and I got taken out.
So the news took you out?
Yeah. Oh, hell yes.
Okay. So you had your take profit like it was 64.84 type shit?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's sweet. But you had your entry like down here?
No, actually, I had it higher. Not my entry, but my take profit.
Where you entered at? Like down here off of Tuesday, like in the morning?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I took out on this buy. I took out right here. I didn't even get the rest of it.
I held, bro, because I was like, if it want to take me out, then it'll take, like, I'm comfortable leaving my stop loss where it was at. So
the stop losses are amazing.
Yep. And then that's when I talked to you yesterday, and I was like, if it breaks up here, because that's what my take profit was initially was at, and you could see how I rejected that.
What, up here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was talking about that, and you was like, bro, and you was like, bro, it's creating a new high. It didn't break structure or anything. So just trail it, keep an eye on it. And then that's all I did. Yeah, when
like
it
this,
dropped,
like somebody could call this break a structure. Like high is going down, it dropped, and then it continued lower. It broke this structure, right? Yeah, it kind of did. It kind of did.
Below that wick.
But that wick was telling a lot. It was a lot of bounce from that wick. And the fact that it even come down there to fuck with that wick, it kind of did right here. With this wick, it came into the area, but it didn't really come down as low as that wick. If this candle, this reversal, this should have came down and continued lower for the bearish structure. For this to be true and the sell-off into this clean traffic, that's the structure I want. Like this is kind of bearish structure. I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of, because it did break the body's low. But one key thing that I like to point out right here, this wick, this candle didn't break this body didn't close below this wick. That was another key thing. It broke the wick though. It came below with the body. It not only that, a key telltale is the body stayed above this old yearly low. That this old yearly low is a prime area. So the fact that it held above there and it came close, like that was a telltale sign too. So if it didn't come down from this candle and start trending back down, yeah, you good to hold, especially if you was holding from down there.
Yep, that's the only reason, bro. I was like, you know what? It has, it got every right to, if anything, break them highs again. That might.
And then I ain't gonna lie, another reason that you would want to get out too of these buys is the fact that we got 1 hour engulfings and they happened in the evening and during London. Like that was, I ain't gonna lie, I was expecting it to tank and clear these this clean trap and furthermore fill this wick. I'm gonna keep it all over real. I know what my mind frame. I know what my mind frame was at during that trade. But it never kind of teetered. It didn't really do a lot of structure breaking.
I just saw those rejections. Like once it started getting into the wick of that candle that it dropped at right there. And then it started dropping. Every time a wick will reach down there, it rejected.
Right here, rejected here. Yep, you're right. You're right. That then I'll be looking at too. Where are wicks reject? Like, see how you get rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection. Like all that's like, okay, we could take set, and it shows even more on the lower time frame.
Lower time frames.
Yeah, you can see that. But when you seeing that on the 1 hour, it's not taking out highs. 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 Like, yeah, man, you could stay in that sale if you're in a sniper sale. But if you in sales and you catch this, you got to realize you may not know where it's going to reject from, but when it does reject and reject this big and start turning back up, then yeah, you got to be quick to take profit on those sales, because you got to keep in mind, like, we coming from this low, strong structure low right here, all these structure lows that we coming from. So whatever the case is, we are bullish in this run. So don't, until we break structure and continue lower, especially below this wick. Now that we know that after this candle close, once we know that, yeah.
But the beauty of it, bro, I like how you said in this run, because 4 o'clock, it's a don't you feel the brand new day? Like, it's like now I see it as that now. Like,
yes
I could still be in yesterday's trade, but it's a brand new day.
A brand new day. And if London is going to set the trend, then London should break this low. And as you can see, London did not break this low. What did London do? It came right down to this area so they can grab more buys.
Oh, snap.
They grabbed buys right here. This was a big buy right here to add into position. Another position add right here. And low key, they could be coming down to add more and continue back higher. This was just a take profit. They came up here and took a lot of profit.
Facts. Man, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why it's selling off. And when you take off fucking $20 trillion off the market, it's going to drop.
Yeah.
And guess what you got to do to take out a buys? You got to go into a sell position. automatically. A set you have to sell to buy up there. You feel me? Like,
And that's where we come into play.
that's where we come into play.
Damn.
Now the whole world is selling Australian dollar and everything adjacent to it. So gold should be dropping right now. New Zealand dollar should be dropping right now. USD CAD should be going up. And Euro Aussie. Let me see. I think that's Euro Aussie. Yep, Euro Aussie should be going up. So let's look at it. USD CAD. Pull it up. USD CAD on the 1 hour is dropping.
Scrapping.
Euro Aussie is going up, even though it's consolidating.
Oh, yeah, that shit look nasty. That's an ugly chart.
Yeah, USD cash should be going up, but I know why it's dropping, because it's coming from this bullishness. All this bullishness is basically USD CAD dropping. So that's what that is. Okay. Even though we're experiencing a nice sell-off right now, we still in a bullishness trend.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Overall. And then seeing that sell-off, Euro, Australian dollar. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That should look ugly.
I know, but it should be selling off. Like it's a strong correlated pair.
Look at the daily.
I mean,
yeah, that could crazy. That could be that could be a fire buy working as well.
I mean, that's selling from a high. USD CAD, it's just struggling. That Euro Aussie struggling. Something going on with the euro to make this trade not go along with the sell pattern that USD CAD just easily going along with. And Australian dollar is coming from a low. That's why I said it's a flip-flop. USD CAD coming from a high. Euro Australian dollar coming from a high. Gold coming from a low, extremely. NZD USD coming from a low. It matches the Australian dollar, is positively correlated. So we go back to 1 hour. Stretch this out a little bit. Now we pull up gold. Not the sell-off we want to see, but the Australian dollar could have been the preface for what gold is potentially going to do. And it got a lot of clean traffic, especially if it break this low. It got a hell of a lot to take into.
Yeah, I want to see that boy. Shout out to Raja. I think that boy went live today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he been active lately.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep.
That's what's up. That's one of the main.
That's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
I ain't gonna lie. Raja is one of the main reasons why we go live and why we don't charge nobody to come on our live.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Like,
we're not even in this to make money that way. The markets is all the money we need. We go take money from the unexperienced traders. Simple as that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's basically how you got to look at it, bro. But yeah, we seeing the Australian dollar having the best sell-off. I mean, NZD too, got a nice sell-off. Same move. Gold, not there yet, but hey, if you sold gold in the tank, hey, Australian dollar is giving you what it's doing. Look at the move into this gap. NZD, look at the move into that gap. Look what gold got the potential to do into this gap.
Okay, yeah, that's easy. Okay,
come on. We calling gold trades out now, nigga.
Very quick.
But back to the Australian dollar. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna take profit about to hit.
Shit.
Should I move it?
Fucking right.
Because I got it at an area. I think I put it off the.
I would let your take profit be that old yearly low. That seemed like a nice little hot zone. 64.58. Let that be your ultimate take profit. But right now, what I'm about to do and what I suggest you doing is take some of your trade off, because it is touching a strong support on the 1 hour. Now we can go to the higher time frame. Before we do that, we can go to the higher time frame and just see what structure look like on the 4 hour, and just see if that's a good idea. See, strong structure, 4 hours, still a good idea. Let's go to the daily. Coming back down to this open and close right here scenario. Got a nice little wick rejection right here. I like this area, and it's about to go bearish. It's about to create a. I mean, you could wait until the daily candle goes bearish,
bro. Yeah,
and start taking profit off at 64. What's that? It's open.
I'm a manager straight. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm a manager.
You're a fund manager, just like our Trap was talking yesterday. You're a fund manager.
Oh, I need to watch that one today.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch it. That nigga be going off. Everyone.
64,
64.79. So when it get there, which is pretty much at, I mean, I would start to take off some of your profit, bro. Simple as that.
Gotcha.
Because, we're not gonna make $1 million on one trade.
That's a fact. But yeah, like what I was saying is, because this one, I already took profit from a trade that I was holding for like 2 days, and it finally took me out because it broke out and hit a target from like shit. Where did I put that at? From off the week, if you think about it.
Nice.
So that's the reason why I got out that trade. So now that I know it created a new high, because this daily candle is going to close in 5 hours, because I got into a sell because it was our signal, and
you talking about on the 1 hour? This 1 hour engulfing?
Yes, that's what made me get in. That was a strong ass signal. You have a clean candle that you did it into. So it's like, so you for sure news. That was news, but that was the rejection from news too. So that movement is going to get filled, just like you said that, so that's why I got into it. So now, as far as like targets, like we said,
I just took off 90% of my trade, my whole positions. I got like 5 entries. All my larger positions, I took off like 95% of my trade right now because of where it's at.
Facts.
They got a high chance
to reject it.
To reject this, create a pin bar. You got a high chance to reject, especially at this 30-minute candle close. The next 30 minutes, they got a high chance to reject this, create a pin bar, and the next candle could go bullish and create a bullish engulfing. And now we got the sweetest buy, because now you tapped into 50% of this whole bullish move, and then you create a bullishness into this whole fair value gap, this big ass fair value gap. Like, that's a sweet ass buy. And it's coming off of this support. Yeah, that's a sweet ass buy.
Yeah, the only reason why I wouldn't get into a buy, and
because of what time it is right now. That's one.
Yes, because of what time it is and how the 4 hour looks. If the 4 hour didn't look like this, then I probably, because it's about to close, I wouldn't get into one. Like, I don't see in 30, 35 minutes that bitch can just shoot up and create a pin bar right now. And even if it does,
not on the 4 hour, not on the 4 hour. I'm talking about the 1 hour.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But if it does it even on the 1 hour, you'll still have that strong rejection from that news, because that's the only reason why that 4 hours like that.
Right.
So it's like, now that it engulfed, and it's bigger than that bullish candle. So it's more, it did more than 50% of that move off the next candle. So that'll probably change. Or if it rejects and goes as high as what's that high that's to the left?
What, right here?
Yeah, like where is that? because
64.86, 64.88 in there. All right, I can see it going up there and closing down the 4
that's
hour.
what I'm saying. And now if it does that on the 4 hour, then yeah, I'll get out. I'll take my profit and I'll be done for the day.
And you won't let it run?
No, because a new day about to form. So now it's like after sitting in that one trade for like 2 days, you know what I'm saying, and playing into this one again. Like I don't want to get too caught up. I just did a bang bang off
Yeah,
a
you don't
2-day
want to get
hold.
too caught up into your bias.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what I did. I fucked up on Tuesday. I lost. I took a nice little substantial loss. It wasn't underneath my weekly profit, but it was still a lot of profit that was putting me up for the week. But now I'm up past all that with this sale.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. It's like I would do that all the time, bro. That's why I was like, you know,
I like that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I be holding into the next day and still keeping my bias. And when it run against me, I be like, nope, it's still selling. And then that bitch go bullish, and I miss the whole bullish move.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Yeah, you're right. You gotta take that and clear your mind and go back to it with a new mind. What did it do? What can it do next?
Yep.
If it continues,
I
know for me to get a good trade, I needed to retest back up for me to get a better entry on a sell. Or if it's going to be a buy, I need to be looking at the smaller time frame and see if I'm getting a lot of strong rejection from these levels to get into a buy.
Facts.
Yes.
Yep. It's simple as that.
Because it's all about risk to reward. You could catch a buyer from the low and set your stop loss, predominantly tight, so to speak. Why not?
Facts. And then the 30-minute look good for continuous sales. 30-minute a strong confirmation on the slick.
Yeah, I got a nice.
I see why Roger be doing that shit.
Yeah, I got a nice little engulfing. Like you could have just caught the sale off of that. That would have been a way better entry too.
Yep, clean traffic.
And it's just not feeling that on the 30-minute.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Like once I'm in a trade and it's like I'm trying to see if it goes against me. If it's like, whatever, let's say if it was 11, 12, I'll look at the 15 minutes, see what it's about to look like when it closed. See what structure look like. Then I'll bump it up, look at the 30-minute and the 1 hour, see how that's going to look like. And I'll just let all that play out. If it gives me any type of like strong signs, like, it's just all about, and it's different scenarios. Like I said, I've been sitting in that one trade for a longer time. So it's like, I got so much of a big chunk. It's like, I'm not trying to play with that at all, especially when I'm going into a Thursday. Like, it's like, I don't want to play with that at all. So I'm good.
The market is going to set up for that. It's heavy news in the morning. We all know that every Thursday is heavy news for USD. So whatever Wednesday night is going to do is going to set up London. London is the big dog. London is Shaq. You want to set him up. Yeah,
so
you want to set him up.
It's not the U.S. markets?
No, nigga. The U.S. market is big because we got the biggest stock market per se. We got all the big companies, the Apples, we got all that shit. So yeah, it's big from that standpoint. But as far as money and amount of money and volume that's moving in, that UK currency market is real powerful. I mean, shit, you could see, look what it's doing to the euro Australian dollar. Like that one, just the fact that we threw the euro in the mix with that negative correlation pair is consolidating like a motherfucker. Like it ain't going with the flow like USD CAD is. That letting you know how much power USD got over the CAD, just like USD got over the Australian dollar. It's flowing very easy. But Euro Aussie is like consolidating. Why? That must mean it's a lot of power coming from the euro dollar. A lot of easy, I guess. maybe more one-sidedness, if you will, because it's just kind of like what they call ranging, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going up and down, and like nobody's taking control type shit. Because I guess Euro got bigger fish to fry, and Australian dollar is just doing their thing and staying consistent, or whatever the case may be. You know, because I mean, when you look at Australia as a country, 90 to 95% of all its inhabitants, like all the people that pay taxes and live and buy shit and eat shit and go on dates, like they all live on the coastline. So the middle, there's like a big mass of land in the middle that's just all like rainforest and like the indigenous people live in. So they're not even using their whole country like USD is. So low key, they could be smashing the game if they, if they were to like expand.
Yeah, but I heard it's fucking beautiful there.
Yeah, I know somebody told me. It's like, yeah, Brisbane, Sydney, like definitely you gotta go.
Dang.
We definitely going, man.
I know it's like might as well, bro. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like this pair is gonna like
it's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn. Yeah, that's gonna be the easiest exchange ever. They're gonna be like, oh, y'all niggas?
Mm-hmm. And then to pick it back off of what you said about getting out of a trade when it's at a nice structure point, or depending on how it closes, especially when it being 11 o'clock, and the rest of the day pretty much just go range on the 1 hour. You know, it's probably gonna go as high as this candle right here, this wick, this little smaller candle.
Oh yeah.
This little pin bar situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna go as high as that and as low as where it came from, and it's just gonna range all right up in there until 8 p.m. If some news come out tonight, I don't know if they got no news come out, but that's probably what it's gonna do. And people gonna be buying and selling, thinking they caught the bottom, but they caught the top.
Retailers
just fiending to change their life in a week. Like I just started, and I seen my mentor, that nigga making. He started in 2 weeks, and he started making $50,000 a month. Like I could do this shit, and I'm about to get funded too. Hell yeah, nigga, we going up.
Yeah, bro. What you think about that funded stuff?
Man, like I said before, bro, like us being in the actual markets and learning from some people that kind of treated this more as a business, I feel like you'll get way further and you'll appreciate it more when you simply just stashing your money on the side and growing a bankroll of upwards of as low as 10 to 20, 25K. I think that's the method. If people get into that mind frame of just working a job, even if you got to work a second job and using that second job as stash money to get your account up, but you got to be one with the markets. You got to have time in the market. That's why I say I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck who taught you. I don't give a fuck how comfortable you are with understanding the markets, nigga. If you ain't been trading for a year at least, don't expect no life-changing shit, bro. Like dead ass, dog. Let alone
one could say 4 years.
Yeah, ultimately that's really the term of a.
No, you're right. A year.
If I met a trader that been like, yeah, I've been trading for like, I'm gonna put it like this: I'm gonna respect more of a trader if they say I've been trading for whatever years, as long as it's over 4. If they say anything under 4 and they be like, yeah, I'm trading full time, then I'm gonna be slightly more curious to not really their strategy, like how they trade, maybe somewhat, but more just like their psychology, like how they, was able to overcome shit, maybe just quicker type shit, if you will, you know, lifestyle, like what's their lifestyle, how is they raised, like all that shit matter. You know, I want to talk about your history. Like I really want that.
I think niggas don't appreciate the process when they start doing that prop firm route. I think
No,
they be
because you just trying to change your life fast. That's simple.
really
That's
good.
the end of that.
Yep.
End of the day, you trying to not be in this apartment. You want to get a house. You want to go get you a BMW M3. You want to be able to go shop when you want to. Take your girl out.
Which I get it. Like I totally get it, bro. Like go ahead, man. Like who would have? Like I probably would have messed around and tried it if it was like really the craze like what it is now. But I don't know. It's something about like people giving you money. You know what I'm saying, to trade with. At the end of the day, that's what they do.
With pretty decent yet strict rules with that money.
No, ain't no decent yet. All that shit count. That's another thing, dog. Like ain't nobody gonna be like, they'll play this game. If you win, you know, we give you X amount. You know what I'm saying? But you got to play by our rules now.
That's what I'm saying. They set the rules. So you think they sat there and had a long ass talk and thought about like, okay, we predominantly our market, we are trying to attract, you know, the retail traders. So we don't want to charge $20,000 so you can have access to $100 grand. Like we want to charge $100.
Right. No, and I feel that though. Like honestly, you know, I'm not trying to give them, because you know it's all respect. It's not just like bashing them. Like some of those dudes, some of them dudes really, because they come from making money from a pop firm, so they make so much money off of that they start their own, and they really look out for the traders. Yeah, they cover themselves too, but you know, and it be like certain little things like they have.
But they know the algorithm behind.
Yeah, like they got unlimited days to do it. Now, one thing that they don't play around with is that percentage. Like, I don't give a damn where you go. Niggas ain't gonna be like, no percentage drawdown. You know, just make the percentage on a profit, and then like if they would do that, yeah, the whole system would be fucked.
Facts, because they wouldn't have enough money to pay out.
Come on.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it real. All the profits that they pay out come from all the people that's losing money.
Dang, that's it.
And making money. If they taking a percentage, your profit. If I don't know if niggas getting 100% of profit return from everything. I don't think so. I think they getting like maybe like a 80-20 or 90-10 profit share.
Yeah. It's like one of the Master P return. It's nice. Like it's really
nice. It's nice, but they still eating off of that. So you got money coming off of that, and you got money coming off of people who
that just straight blowing them.
Yeah, they blowing their shit
and buying another one the next day.
Come on. So that shit running the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I be like, they'll be rushing up. Like I would have done that probably once, and if I would have failed it and blew it, then I would be like, okay, never again. Like I'd rather do it with my money. One thing is go last longer, and I'll learn better because I already, in the long run, you're gonna want to start taking some of them profits and putting it into your personal account, and then you could really gamble and make those risks that you will want to.
That's the real preface that people should take it. Like if you really are a good trader with patience and you can predict the markets pretty well, and you know, and you can take those risky trades, like how I took that sale, like when everything was beaming buys, everything was steaming, beaming buys. I took the sale above, like I caught the wick damn near of this hourly candle, pretty much, which is a little bitty ass wick, you know, type shit. But that was a risky ass trade. Like we had all this, we had this whole wick up here to keep going up. Like it could have kept going up. It was a risky trade. But granted, me taking a sale from right here, even though this still is a good trade because this is a high golfing entry, but your stop loss would have had to been, you know, what, 95 to 25. That's almost like what, 30 pips.
Yes, and which is why I took that trade, but my stop loss was 5 pips. I was like, I'm not playing around with no big ass 30.
Come on, man.
I managed.
That was your risk. That was your risk. You was risking the fact that the market engulfed it pretty well, and and it rejected off a weekly support that we found out that when we was on
And I
Sunday
was like,
Live.
I don't see it going any higher because it created a new high for the for the day. It's like it broke it, and yeah, I just don't see it going higher right
and
now.
it had a big wick, a big candle, clean traffic to fill.
Yeah, and that's for sure.
So yeah, with all that added into it, I could see, how and why you could take that sale at that entry, which I should have added more to my position. Really, I ain't gonna count.
Yep, that's a double confirmation.
But yeah, that's all good. In the future, I'll get there. But back to my point,
Yeah,
if you could if you were good in your predictability and picking the markets, if you had a way to where you can run up, like say off that $100,000 account, you can run up, 5K, 10K in a month, and then you could take out, and then you get 8, they get 20, 2. I have off of 10, however it work out, I don't know the percentage, but and then you put that money into your personal account and just piece by piece, month by month, run it up. People don't want to do that. They want to. I'm gonna take this prop firm until I'm 80 years old, and then I'm gonna give my login and my password.
I hope no.
Come on, I'm gonna put it in the wheel, and I'm gonna write down the password and the website so they can know which website, because there's some scam websites too, so they got to go to the right one. Go to the website and log in, and I'm gonna train them how to trade, and they could continue with the prop firm forever, because the prop firm is gonna continue too. It's like, come on, man.
Possibly change.
And look when the prop firms started bubbling up, when they came out right around COVID, when everybody was stuck at house, everybody was on trading and forex, crypto, and options and stock market. Everybody jumped in on it, nigga. The volume increased in every market, nigga. It was so many retail traders coming into all markets.
That's a fact.
That's a volume increase right there for you in one. Damn with the Fed printing, you got hella nigga. You got trapped. This nigga recruiting so many people, probably opening E-Trade accounts. You got niggas
Aristotle
opening accounts with his broker, probably. You got niggas trading forex with KOT, and it's very few people talking about Oanda, if any. But
I haven't heard any.
So yeah.
But yeah, though, it's like I do see that, but I think the most part what they do is they run it up, and instead of using their own funds, taking their profits and open up a personal account, what they do is they'll take profits and open up another challenge. So they'll have another funded account. So what they do is, because they'll be like, yeah, right now
to get the larger amount.
Yeah, no, not the large. Yeah, they get the large amount of the
challenge.
Yeah, of the challenge of that funded company or whatever like that. So
sometimes
they got like different levels. Like you can get funded with like 20 or 50, or their max is, let's say, 250,000 or something like that.
Right.
So what they'll do is they'll try and get as much as they can. So they'll be like, yeah, right now I'm funded with over $1 million. So that means they probably got like 5-6 fucking accounts. You know what I'm saying? That they're trading off of. And it's like, I get it. That shit's smart, and they be making him, crazy money off of it. But it'd be like quick. Like,
but I'm gonna tell you something else, bro. Just to keep it all the way real. These prop firms, they're not putting your trades into the live market.
Hell no.
They using that B2B, beta whatever broker shit, where it's just fluff money. So when you they
do that with retail traders, especially when they know you ain't in the green. Like if you just been in the red, just been fucking off, like they'll never put that shit in until you get to a certain level, and that's when they gonna start calling you.
Yeah.
Like
when you turn your your overall account of existence, when that shit start going green, type
Yes.
shit.
That's
Yeah,
when you start getting them emails, them calls, like, hey, what's going on? Oh, my bad, we can't. Like, I'm telling you.
yeah.
And then you go see why people, yeah, dog, like.
But I mean, I think like a company like Oanda, they put their trades in the market because they like a regulated broker with the FCC. So your money is actually getting real liquidity. But these other brokers, like the offshore brokers and
Yeah,
what's it
yeah,
called?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah, I was
not
speaking for.
they
I was
not they not putting
speaking
your trades into the real market. So when you running up $20,000, like that ain't no real money. This is all fluff. It's just when you withdraw, that's when they take real money out of their account and give you your money. But that's coming from all the people that done lost,
so yeah.
all the ad money, all the if they got a YouTube page and they getting YouTube, like any kind of income they coming in, that's where that's coming from. So if it gets to the point to where everybody just winning and winning and they withdrawing and withdrawing, yeah, the company will crash because they don't have like $20 billion seed funded money in a brokerage account just sitting as they, pay out and expense money. Like, nah, them niggas probably started like $100,000 and started this company and said, all right, bet. Or really did all they had to do to pay the fees to the B2B broker so they could just have the feed, the live feed, so they can have trades going in and out, but it ain't real trades in the market. Right. And make it seem like it. You entering in at the time that the overall market says it, but them trades not really going into real liquidity. So your $1 million, you think you ain't really doing shit to the market. Big facts. But still in all, like I said, if you don't follow by those rules, nigga, that account is gone. Then you gotta put up another fucking $2,000 or $1,000 to get that $250,000 account when you could have just thrown that shit into your personal account and just started running it up if you so good.
That's a fact.
If you so good. Because if you're not good, of course you're gonna have bad days, and you might have bad weeks, which you really don't want to get into, but you might have bad weeks. But if you trading crazy and trying to press, nigga, them bad days and bad weeks could fuck up your psychology, if not blow your account.
Yeah, and then my thing is, dog, niggas be promoting it. Like, that be the most easiest shit, bro. Like, I don't see dude every time when niggas be like promoting something really hard, like this is it. Like, I'm telling you, bro, you could get this much percentage and this prop firm is amazing and stuff like that. I'm like, if it's so good, like, I wouldn't tell nobody but like my family, like the people that I love. Like, and truly,
I'm glad you said that as a real nigga, because that's probably how everybody think. That's why it's like if shit is this good,
yeah,
it wouldn't be out for everybody.
Exactly, dog. Exactly. That's why when people really make like the true billionaires and shit, like, you don't see them.
Fuck no.
Like, you don't see them.
Nor are they telling anybody or promoting the damn broker they use.
Right. Yeah. Or yeah, either that or, Elon Musk is not telling dudes like how he really works and like his thing. Like, because obviously he got it, but like he ain't giving nobody like his thing, like his actual keys to how he made shit happen. And it's two reasons why. It's embedded in him, like it ain't like it's written down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, and if it was, he ain't giving it to you. Right. Like, oh, that shit crazy, bro. That's what I'd be like. All right, let's go on.
You gotta make your way, bro. If it's simple as this, bro. If you could see
that's a bar right there. You gotta make
your own. Yeah, you gotta make your own way, bro. If you could simply see your account, if you could learn a skill and learn a strategy and stick to one strategy and one trading pair and just keep it simple, and you see your account grow from $1 to $2 or from $5 to $7, obviously you can do this. All you got to do is emotionally get over the fact that you're going to have some losing trades and you're going to have some winning trades. But that's when it comes into the most important thing is your risk to reward, finding them good risk to reward setups where you can have multiple trade setups. You can have if you could find a situation that happens every day, you could find multiple trade setups, and some of those go lose, some of those go win. But if you always catch your entry and find a way to catch your entry where your risk to reward is this, then though when they win, they gonna win big. But every time they lose, bing, bing, lose, they go lose a little.
Just a little bit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going above, like, I would say 10 pips anymore, bro. And even then, it'll still be 5. Like, I like taking 5 to 10 pip stop loss. Like, and it won't be my mark of the stop loss. But once I see it start going there, like at a crazy rate or something, like, oh, get out of here. I'll wait.
So that sale I was in, you wouldn't have held into that drawdown.
No, nah. I would have caught the next bus. I would have caught that 114.
Because I was initially in at 65.12, and then it ran all the way up to 65.22 at its peak.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would have waited.
I got in again at 65.19.
Now see, but how much was that stop loss when you was in drawdown? How big was that?
10.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, who
knows?
But
it ain't hit my stop loss though.
So you good then? That's what I'm saying. I probably would have stayed in it. It depends on. See, I probably would have
especially if you eyeing it from a 5-minute time frame level too.
I was about to say that, like, because I don't go that low, I probably wouldn't even gotten to the trade. Like, you just would have gotten that bitch dumb early on some sniper game, and I would have been like, oh, I caught the back end, like how I did right now. So right. It's like, and that would have made you confirm, because like, fuck it, man, if Jay getting in on back end, I know he see that bigger movement because I'm so zoned in on this snipe. I don't want to really, want it to kick back on me. But yeah, bro, you would have probably got back in more, doubled down, and then you would have went crazy. We would have went crazy.
Yeah, that's another reason why I say you shouldn't ultimately ever get out of your trades. You should just take off like 90 to 90%, 95%, and let the rest run.
I don't know, bro. Like,
I know it's a habit and it's a good habit. I'm not saying to break your habit, because your habit got you the way you at. Like, don't change shit. Do the same thing you've been doing, the same strategy. They do not change nothing. I don't care what kind of entries I be catching, or this fair value gap and none of that shit. Like, cause my thing is, I see so many of them that I need to realize, like, okay, just like how you said, I'm going back to what you said earlier. What when it come to like that shit, really, when it come past 12 for sure, like, be done. And also, that it's about to just basically consolidate and everything about to die off. London already done. NYC ain't got nothing to match it with. So it's about to die. It's going into lunch and into the end of the day. Right. So the only thing going to be driving is the stock market. If the stock market going crazy, then that may drive the currency market somewhat, into the Asian session. But the Asian session is going to get a piece of that and understand where they need a position to make the best of their money. So you just got to be mindful that, like, from 12 to really like a strong 6 to 8, like, yeah, you just probably need to sit on your hands and just watch for liquidity, watch for where liquidity is and where the market could go before it's going to go where you want it to go. And that's where you could get them nice sniper moves.
Okay.
You just wait a little bit, especially if you ain't got no engulfing, or even if it's going bullish, it's going just green, and you ain't seen no red candles close on a 1 hour yet. Even if you looking at it and it's like 9:42 and the candle is red, but it ain't closed yet, just wait for that bitch to close. And if it ain't engulfing, wait for the next hour. Just see what it do, because the next hour could tank. It could tank, right? It could go low as hell, but that bitch could close right back up. And if you were to look at the 5-minute, you could see like, oh, I saw where it tanked to. I see where it was trying to go. It was going down to this little gap. It grabbed that liquidity from all these other moves, probably swept the Asian session, or maybe New York session from the morning probably swept that liquidity, and now it's about to go up for sure. So now I got more confirmation to maybe get in early before it creates the next hour of bullish engulfing. Like if you wait for shit like that to happen, you'll see the manipulation, especially if you like, okay, I saw it finally created a red candle. It might not be engulfing, but it created a red candle close on the 1 hour. Let me drop down to the 5 minute. Let me find any fair value gaps it created on this run up that it went bullish, and see with news, maybe news about to come out for Australian dollar, USD, which probably gonna be Australian dollar in the PM.
Right.
News about to come out, and maybe news may drop it. It may fill in or reach that little fair value gap, and I could probably take a tester right there just to start testing out this little sniper strategy, and just get in a tester and see what it does. And just lo and behold, you'll start to see the manipulation. Like, oh, it just went down there to do that, came back up, and all the people that's in sales are trapped right now, but not me, because I waited because that I know for sure that first initial red candle that closed wasn't engulfing, and it wasn't a strong body candle, so it didn't really like reject nothing. It just was just exhaustion. Like all the bulls was tired. It was like, okay, we ran up, we tired, let the sellers have it, and let them niggas close red type candle, you know. But that's when you got to wait for the next candle at least, and see what that bitch gonna do.
Yeah.
Especially if you know news about to come out, because that's really what it's setting up for. That's the only reason why that red candle came in the first place, because it was trying to set up for a retrace for that news to entice sellers into getting into the market, trap their ass, and then just continue on the bullish run into London.
It looked like tomorrow could possibly be a bing bing, bro.
Come on, man. I was trying to get a bing bing earlier, but I was too early. I didn't wait for this strong bullishness on the 1 hour. You know, we got it from here, which when you caught this on Tuesday, but you saw how it was uniform. You know, it didn't engulf. That we had kind of this big candle, but then it started kind of dropping in size and shit. So it was a uniform bullish move. But then you got this big monster. And not only that monster rejected at that weekly area from the weeks before. Like that was key, dog. I'm glad we looked at that, which is probably like right up in here. And I'm glad we looked at that shit.
Yeah. That was golden, boy.
What you about to do? You about you looking at 30 minute?
Huh?
I said, what you about to? You already out of the trade?
No, I'm still in it.
I'm about to say, cause that 30-minute close look good.
Yeah, I'm in it. Like I'm probably go hold this one going into the next day.
Yeah, this might run, because if it breaks 64.58, then we got more.
The only thing is for the next day, we got like highs and lows all over the place. I'm saying it looked like a real bing bing.
Keep in mind, I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with you.
Yes.
Just like last week, I said we if we wait for bearish engulfings above this, remember this right here is the 50% zone of last week. So everything above is premium. That's where you want to catch sales at. Every sale we want to catch should work out good.
Wait, where is it? Where is that 50%? Right.
This blue dotted line right here.
Damn. So everything above that.
Everything above. Like notice this one was above it, but look where it closed at, right at that line. It worked out, but it also worked out to set up for the great bullish move. So if you were stuck in that, you would have been trapped.
Okay. Got a quick question before you go deep.
Yeah.
What is, like, would the 1 hour be considered a lower like confirmation time frame for you looking at a weekly zone? Like, would you be looking for that? Okay.
I mean, daily would be too slow. In my opinion, you could catch dailies, but the 1 hour you would catch, like if how you caught this entry, like
Yeah.
you said you could ride it out for the rest of the week, probably. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and then NFP could tank and
Oh man.
finally break and close daily below this daily
Oh
zone
yeah.
from November 2022 that we haven't closed below yet. Like, if
Damn.
you catch that, then yeah, nigga, you catching a bearish engulfing on a 1 hour, and it could be on a 4 hour too,
Right.
above the weekly zone, which is in the premium. And these worked out, but they also got people into a tricky situation. And these people that got their stop losses taken out, they
Yeah.
gonna be so pissed off. If they threw their phones down on Tuesday, be like, fuck the market. And nah, real talk, like fuck the markets. I'm about to go play my video game. I'm about to go by my girl. I'm about to go ride my bike, just regular life shit. They say fuck the markets. I'm about to come back to this shit later. I'm about to watch some YouTube. They gonna be so pissed off when they find the markets down here testing this daily gap. Look at this gap right here on the 1 hour. This big ass gap right here. It could fill this. This all this clean traffic.
Damn. Yeah. That
When they
been
find it down here, they gonna be pissed off. Granted, ain't nobody gonna have no stop loss this big to catch this move. Really, you will want to be a buyer in this and catch that. But yeah, they gonna be pissed off. Especially when you see this big dumbass bearish engulfing right here. Like, yeah.
that been crazy, boy. Yeah, dog. I think, yeah, I like the way that looked.
No, facts. Big facts.
I like the way that looked. But yeah, that I mean, so far so good. I'm like I said, I'm gonna just probably just sit in this, unless if it shows me otherwise. But boom, we got the 4 hour close too. So yeah, and it didn't close above those wicks. So let's monitor it.
Yeah. I would like to see. Let's see. I'm gonna put a fib on this.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I just want to see some. Go from low to the high. What's the high right there? High and the low. So it dropped below 50%. So it got every right.
So how do you read that shit too, bro? Like,
I look at just 50%, bro. I look at it like liquidity now, like premium and discount. That's how I look at it.
So that fib line has 50% weekly zone, like written
Right
on
here,
it.
it's 50% any zone. This 0.5, this green line.
Oh, okay. No, my bad. I was looking at that purple type area that it has in that bluish purple. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Where it says 50% previous weekly zone. I thought that was it.
no, I wrote that.
Okay.
I wrote that. That's that blue dotted line.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's the blue dotted line. That's something different. But this fib line is just, I just pulled this out just to see what's the range of this candle. I wanted to see how much did it retrace into, and it retraced into the discount area.
More than 50%.
Yeah, anything under 50% is a discount of this bullish zone from the 4 hour candle. This bullish zone, anything below is discount. This is where you want to buy it. You want to buy it. If it retraces down, you want to be looking to get in the buys up here.
Oh.
Anything above, you want to sell. That's premium area. You want to look for sales above.
So this really, it's an iffy area right now, is what you're talking about.
It could, that's what I said, it could retrace and come up to, should well into, like I said, I called it out earlier. I said 6503. I said it could do some crazy shit and come that high.
Yeah. Do we have news in the P? That's the only thing I think that'll make it move like that.
Do we have
not
news?
the only, but
we got China news. That's it.
Yeah.
Next news is in the morning.
I'm not gonna say that's the only way, because what that's like, it ain't number like 10 pips.
What? 6503?
Yeah, like to the top of that candle. Is that like 10 pips?
Up here?
Yeah,
From where we at now?
yeah.
No, it ain't 10 pips.
Oh, okay.
This like where we at right now is 64.84. Up here is 65 14. If you just want to call the top.
Okay. What
So
about
yeah,
to the body of that candle?
the body of the candle is 6509 to 65.85. So roughly 20, 22, 23 pips.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to see. I mean, I don't see anything for it to happen real smoothly, like on a lower time frame.
What about a consolidation? Like, do you see consolidation forming on the 1 hour? Let's see. That's why I say I call this. That's what I was calling it right here. You got 64.99, really 65 flat to the low of this candle, 64. Like if we just keep bouncing up here,
Okay, then I can see that. I can see that.
if we keep bouncing up in here until Asian and the Australian session open, and maybe into late night pre-London, 1 o'clock in the morning, then maybe we might see some stronger continuation lower, or maybe it's, some pushes higher to entice buyers, or if that's going to be the new move. If we going maybe we might create another bearish candle, maybe a wick, a bearish close, and then engulf this, and maybe we might continue higher. Who knows?
Who knows, bro?
But we got that. I like how I rejected strongly from that weekly area we was looking at on the weekly. So if it does, that's where it's going to struggle at. It's going to struggle at 65 teens, in the teens, 65 15, 65 20. It's going to struggle. So it gotta break that if it's going to go higher. And it got to go through it with a strong body candle, especially on the 1 hour, especially. Like I wouldn't confirm no bullishness until we get a strong body candle close above 65.20. Other than that, we should start to head back lower. And maybe like I said, we might, since we've been testing this area for so long, we might finally get a daily close below here. So we look at the daily very quick. See how we've been testing that area?
Yeah, yep.
So if I take these fields off, but look how far we are,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see for this to happen, for this to get tested, I would like to see a green close, something like this, a pin bar, like how it is. This doji.
And then then a bearish engulfing.
Bearish engulfing, yeah. And close, a body close below this wick. And then, but I don't know, that's far. Whew. If NFP take us through this and close, like, oh my God, that's a lot, bro. And I'm looking at the ATR now. So if we do get that, let's say we close here at 64.43. Below here is, that's just 63.43. That's that's 100. 64.43
To
63.43.
yeah, that's 100.
That's 100. Yeah, that's a far stretch. I ain't gonna cap.
But what if we got tomorrow? We got Thursday to give it to push it down, and then you got NFP.
That's what I'm saying. If this candle closes,
I see. Yeah.
Thursday go give us that bullish close right here, then NFP got to take us all the way down.
All the way. Yeah, it's a possibility, bro.
We might get a wick, but I don't know about a body close.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Maybe that might be next week. Let's see the week.
Because that could happen, and it could wick down, and then next week you get another bullish engulfing to continue up.
Look at the weekly. What you think the weekly? You think the weekly could do another candle like this, like come all the way down and close right here?
Easily.
I
It
think
can
that's
easily do it.
even if it's a green candle, whatever. I think it closed right here, and then if we want to, then we can start the tank.
I'm with that, or it has a nice bullish engulfing with a wick fill on the weekly
To continue higher.
to continue higher. It could do that too.
It could do that.
Well, whatever it could do, I know one thing. That bitch ain't hiding from us, boy. No more.
Yeah, we on that shit. We on that shit, boy.
Like,
Oh man. But yeah, man. Where your stop loss at ultimately? Like currently.
it's mental. Yeah,
So where would you feel strongly getting out at? Like a bullish close?
Yeah, like any type of structure that'll be broken. If not, I get out at, I don't know, like I get out at -5 pips. I just keep it simple.
What you took a bulk of your position off already?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just let it run. Like I said, that other one was really, really good.
Oh, you already had a sale? Oh,
No,
that buy.
that buy.
Yeah, buy.
That buy was outstanding. So it's like, I'm good with just,
Nah,
this is me letting it run on some
nah,
shit.
facts.
This is me letting it run. Like, especially going into tomorrow, like, yeah, boy, if I get a good, not if I get something, if I don't get anything good, then I'm not gonna take it, even on a Thursday and for sure a Friday. I'm not trying to play with anything, but yeah, but that one to two trades, one to two good trades that work out for you. Because don't worry about the bad ones. Because the bad ones, if you manage them right, they won't hit you hard. But yeah, if you get one or two good ones out of the week, then yeah, bro, you at like, messing with us, you at 10% easy a week.
Mm-hmm. Right, a week.
Okay? And I'm saying easy because, yeah, boy, sometimes your trades will be 10, 15. Like, come on, bro. And it'd be funny. And, people like, oh, no, I don't do that. That's cool. But my stop loss be 5 pips. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I do testers. And, yeah, bro, it's like the managed game. The managed game is way better. You can have the coldest players, bro, but they can't play together on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to have those plays and you can execute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But they come from proper management.
Yep. That come from, yes, being in the game multiple times and,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason why I would just keep the same parameters as far as like on my stop loss on this trade. It's like, why not?
So,
Why? Or you know what? I might keep it even tighter and just get out at break even.
yeah.
I might.
Because break even would be a bullish engulfing.
Yep.
And that would be a good reason to get out. That's what I would say. I would do that. That's like a good
Yeah,
structure.
wait till I wait for an opposite like signal if I get a bullish engulfing, which I doubt that I get a bullish engulfing right now. I just don't see it happen. Might get it on a 15-minute.
Bouncing off this structure
Yeah,
from
I don't. Yeah.
You don't see that?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
I don't see that happening.
Well, like I said, I'm still trying to catch more movement lower to fill in this down Short position. That'll be fire. I mean, what we looking at? Like
Them daily, bro, that daily, bro. How long you been doing? Because I've heard you said it, but I just never really thought about looking into it real deep. But that daily high and low stuff, bro, like shout out to you got that from ICT or
yeah.
yeah, shout out to the boy because that shit crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was basically when he was breaking down a lot of stuff and how he would start to do analysis. He would always start from the daily and mark out the highs and lows and how you can from the lower time frame looking through structure and what happens in the morning primarily, like that 7, 8, 9 a.m. time zone. And you can find entries into that daily high or low. So that's what they doing, scalping and catching entries in that direction into it. Because that's when you can ultimately see where it's going to go to. Once you start to see structure build and manipulation build on the 1 minute and 5 minute, you could see it way before the 1 hour closes. And you'll understand why it's dipping so low and why it's starting to run up big. Because just like how you see big candles on the 1 hour and the daily that proves that it's going a certain way, you'll see the same thing happen on the 1 minute. You'll be like, oh, it's about to rip up. It just created this big ass, even though that 1 minute candle only probably like a pip and a half large in range, but you start to see the volume form on a smaller scale into the larger scale. So you'd be like, bam, I'm just all right, bam, we going to the daily high, obviously, because we breaking this structure. We breaking this high on the 15 minute, which I'm seeing it on the 1 minute or the 1 hour. We breaking an old high. And ultimately we going to that previous day. And not only that, even if the previous day didn't get tapped, but it came like maybe like 10, 15 pips from it, at least you got a higher confirmation that the next day is probably going to for sure not only want to, but have to force people into more buys, which is going to finish taking out that old day high, which is, the both of the days type shit. Those 2 days, which is like very strong liquidity looked at as, and it's going to entice people into buys, and that's where it's going to start to sell from.
Right.
Yeah. And it's going to
sell. After you saying that after a high or a low has been broken on a daily,
yeah,
you would start looking for that reversal to happen around that time.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I got into this sale. That's crazy. Because
one thing you just swept the daily high liquidity. It's not a guarantee that it's going to keep going up, but one thing you are guaranteeing is that if it does keep going up, you are getting out at a tight area, because you in essence not looking for the high, but you in certain situations you can catch the high if it does work out for you, but you are very near a structured high that's starting to turn around in your favor type shit, based on just looking at like, okay, we went up this high, why did we go up this high? Then you start to zoom out, look at the 5 minute, 15 minute, or whatever you look at from a larger scale. Even if the candles look like little bitty ants, just look at the waves. Like, look at it like a sound wave. Look at the waves and see like, okay, I see we not only did we create a high, but we swept old Asian session time zone. We swept the morning of and I'm speaking on, like, say if this is a PM trade, we swept the morning of London, New York, and we went up high and reached up to those highs type shit. even though you can't see that on the 5 minute zoomed in, but if you zoom out, you can see why I went that high. And it's like, okay, it's a potential that it could turn around, because not only that, it's just swept the daily high. So I could take a risk,
right,
you know, gamble or whatever you call it at this area, because at least I'm coming from a structured mind frame and a liquidity type of mind frame that this is the best time to capture anybody that's so enticed to this bullish run, because it's the best time to do it after it's been a strong bullish run, whether it's been news or just a continuation for like, you know, a few days, you know, type shit, or maybe even weeks or whatever. Like, and you come into some kind of structure point. Like I said, the key thing that made me so sure about this trade, bro, I'm swear, is the fact that we looked at the weekly and we saw that it was a dip that was a support turn resistance, or whatever the case you want to look at it as, that it could, if it had some way to struggle, it could struggle at 75, 65, 12, I think it was.
true, and it did that.
It did that.
Yeah.
Look at the 5 minute. It did that. It struggled right there. It couldn't even continue higher. It swept higher, but it couldn't continue higher and keep going, building bullish structure.
Yep,
So
it
like,
broke it. Yeah.
like, and that was my like, man, nope, I know it's going down. I don't care how many wicks you keep throwing up there, and big bullish ass engulfing candles, probably 15-minute engulfing, 30-minute engulfing. Damn, that nigga is you enticing people. That's all manipulation. I know what you're struggling with. You're struggling with that weekly resistance. I know that's what you're struggling with. So I'ma stand true to my sell, and I'm gonna sell on this whole like George Soros did to the UK damn German market when that nigga made $1 billion in a day.
Yeah, that boy crazy, bro.
Crazy.
But it's just percentages. That's all it is. He just had more leverage.
More leverage and more surety that market was gonna crash like it did.
That's a fact.
Everybody else didn't see it. Like, that's really what it was. And his trade was so large to help tip the Jenga stack over, if you will.
Yeah. Yep. He
Like,
pulled the perfect block.
he pulled the perfect block. Well.
So at this 5 minute candle engulfs, would you get into something like that, or would you look at something like that? Or would you not even bother because of the time? Like,
That would be more of my hesitation. I ain't gonna lie. That would definitely be a lot of my hesitation, because if this setup right here, if this was 8:30, yes, I would set up some interest right here. But I know that this gap probably got to be filled, so I know it's going. If it does come down and maybe grab some, I know it's gonna come back up, grab it, entice people in the buys, maybe come up here, might even come up here, and then keep going down. So yes, I would take the hell out of this trade, because you know, it did fill this wick, but it got structure here and it got like a little gap. So if the bearishness is strong, then I would get into all these entries right here and put my stops above here. And if it turns around on me, then hey, I was wrong. But at least I have a lot of explanation on why I got into that sell, especially if this setup happened at like 7:30, 8:30 in the morning. Hell yeah, I would take that. And it might work out. But yeah, with the time at what it is right here, nah, I wouldn't. That's just me. Cause I mean, I'm still in all my trades. I just took off all the heavy positions.
right? Because it's like with scalping, it's like you can do that all throughout the day. But as far as like certain type of trades, like the big ones, like you said, you done took all your big positions off. Those you will kind of have to enter at a specific time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't enter that at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Facts.
You gotta
but you can enter a scalp trade at that time. Or you wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that at all, because it's not in my favor. And then furthermore, this trade that I got in, that I caught from the top from a scalper's perspective and looking at structure from a smaller time frame and catching that good entry, that was only that only happens maybe once a week, maybe once a month. Like these trades like this don't happen all the time. So it's more of a situation of you just looking for what type of sweep happened maybe last night, early this morning in London, that I could be a part of, that New York is trying to be a part of. Like that's how you got to look at it, and just catch your scalps that way. Otherwise, you just looking for that 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Color change engulfing to happen off of a structure maybe, and you catch an entry that way and just ride it into the next session, or maybe the next day, or maybe the next few days, and that could be your 1 to 2 trades a week, like you said.
Yeah, bro.
So it's multiple ways to look at it, but that's how I would look at it. I would only look for those entries because they typically happen in your favor over a lot. Like I got a whole notebook of just me back testing and writing down entries, writing down stop losses, if they got hit, if they didn't get hit, all right, yes or no type shit. And if I look at it, most of the winning trades happen around that London to New York time, and some good ones was at like 8, 9, 10 p.m. Simple as that. Not to say it was no good trades that I noted that worked out at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m. But overall, if I had a big pot of how many worked out, it would be more in the London to New York and late night, 8, 9, 10 p.m. So that's just like hands down. If you trading around that time and you see a setup, you got a way higher chance for your risk to reward, for you to take that chance and take that risk, and take that gamble, whatever you want to look at it, on that setup, because hey, I'm taking it at this time. It's coming off a structure. It engulfs something. It reached a crazy area only because it's news. It shouldn't be up this high. It's up this high because of news only. So let me fade this shit and let me sell into it. All kind of different situations. Once you've been watching the markets this long, you could think like that.
Yeah, especially once you aim at one pair too.
Facts. That's what it's like. But yeah, we're gonna see. Keep an update. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this whole go all the way down to the TP zone. And no, I'm not gonna get out the trade if it hit that bitch. I'm only gonna get out of this trade if I see like real structure set up.
Same here.
Like I need to see a nice sweet 1 hour engulfing. Let me see the 4 hour. Yeah, at least a 1 hour. A nice sweet one. I know weak hours, so I need a nice rejection 1 hour engulfing to get out of this trade and just come with a refreshed mind for later on tonight and in the morning. Simple as that. But you got a little bit more understanding on how I be looking at that shit.
Yes, my thing is like once you are in a good trade and it goes and it breaks whichever side that you're on. So like I was bearish on this, but damn, actually no. So I was bullish in the trade, and then the daily finally broke the the previous day's high, and I took profit.
So you want to know, what do you do now? Do you wait for the daily to close after it broke, because you talking about this morning's run up that broke the previous day's high, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your best setup is to see the manipulation that's forming that, and when you start to see it tank, like it started selling off with a lot of volume. When you see that happening, your best bet, I would get out of that trade right when it break the low of that last bullish candle. Like on some just psychological shit, I would take profit up here right when it break that low. And then once you see it close and created a bearish engulfing, you realize, oh, I know why I rejected. It just broke the high of the previous day. Not only that, it struggled from that weekly zone and rejected from that area too. So yeah, I'm gonna get into sales. So now you into sales. And this sale could take you in to breaking the previous day's lows and other previous day lows. And now you could be into a real good sale position from the top, potentially.
Right. And you said from your targets would be not the previous day's lows, but the current day open.
No, like from here, like what we stand, like how you got this entry right here off the 1 hour, you're not gonna catch that looking at the daily. Like you caught that. Let's see what that entry was. This entry was ranked young.
Yep.
Bam. So we go to the daily. How difficult is for you to catch that entry out of all this run up it did? Where would you want to catch it? Like, why would you want to catch it right here? Like you have no reasoning on the daily to catch it. So you saw that on the 1 hour, you caught that entry. So now all you doing, you waiting for the daily to close, which is gonna close in 3 hours and 22 minutes or 27 minutes. And which it could do anything. It could, a nice structure thing. I would like to see the daily close above these wicks for bullish continuation. And then we continue and fill this wick. I would like to see that. Or even if it has enough power to close back above the entry of this, what caused you to get into this trade, and probably a lot of people to get into a trade, which you see an engulfing candle, or add to a trade. So that's why you saw a lot of volatility right there, jump in, and then it continue to sell off. But ultimately, you would be, after this close, you would, if it's going to continue bearish, your target would be this would be the previous day now, and this would be the low it would be targeting initially before it, comes down to any of this shit.
The current day is low.
Yeah, after this daily candle closes in 3 hours,
I got you.
Next day you would potentially target that after you realize what was this, why. If this closed like this, you have to explain this wick, why you have this large ass wick. I mean, one, you see, okay, I see one right here, you got this one rejected it, but why did it reject right here right now? Like, you got to explain that. And once you can explain that, then you got every right to target the next daily low. Other than that, like I said, if this body closes above these wicks, or if it closes above this little entry in this area, yeah, we can explain this rejection, but we also can explain this bullish continuation that's happening from this previous daily engulfing from now.
Facts.
Well, now we can start to be like, maybe I'm more strong that we might continue bullish and fill this wick, and maybe now we might be targeting this old 1 hour gap, or this 4 hour gap, all this shit. Maybe we might, all this drum up, all this nonsense down here was just to get us ready for NFP to push us higher. Who knows? We won't know that until we start to see daily structure close. Like it's gonna tell a lot. That's why I say I would probably hold this trade or some of this trade until the daily candle closes for sure, to see how it closes. And if you hold it ultimately up to here, that's break even. So even if you hit your -5, your -5 is a sweet stop loss. I would leave that if that's what you normally do, and I would let the market tinker about around there if it does, and then continue to sell off. If we do have a bearish continuation, that means you would catch the top, and that would be a great entry. You always want to keep your great entries alive if you can for the long run. Because, I mean, even though we scalpers, we kind of like them long holes, too. I know we swing traders, too.
Yes. Yes.
If we could take one trade a week, nigga, so be it. I just add to that hope. But
That's
overall, mentally, I would like to catch nice weekly swings and add to them holes. But yeah, man, that's how I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it how this daily go close in 3 hours. So, yeah.
Lovely. I love it.
And not to mention, because we ain't even talk about that.
What?
We're at the end of the month.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, man. And guess what? We about to start. Are we about to start it? No, we're not. Well, we are at the end of the month, but we about to end the third quarter.
The third quarter going into the fourth quarter.
Come on, man. Every store is getting ready. They got all the employees in the back gaming them up like, look, y'all, we about to enter the fourth quarter. We got Halloween. We got Thanksgiving. We got Christmas. We got holidays back to back. That's cash. Y'all got to be on y'all best behavior.
Yeah. That's
we got, like everybody on that mode. So the market's going to react in the same way. I don't give a damn. I did see the bearishness in August. I'm not going shout out to Pip.
Yeah, he called that.
He called that. We started August. We started August up here, right there off this bearish sandwich. Nice bearish sandwich right there to eat. So he caught that with a nice rundown, and we've been hovering around that. Tomorrow, what is it tomorrow? No, that's the 1st. So yeah, I think we're gonna stay down here. So that's the bearishness, and then to NFP is gonna be a nice telltale on what September is gonna do. Because if NFP make it tank, then yeah, we about to go down here. Weekly gap of April 2020. But if NFP push it up, I know exactly where it's going. They gotta have crazy levels to touch, like all these levels to break through. Even more up here. Like, yeah, NFP got some room to go if we go bullish. And I understand why would a daily engulfing. Come on, man. I see that, man. So maybe I see some manipulation sales, and maybe we might get a nice 1 hour engulfing underneath this weekly zone on Friday. A nice 1 hour engulfing, and then we can catch a buy and catch the NFP going bullish if we do. But if we have a bearishness, then we already caught the engulfing. We caught that bearish engulfing on the 1 hour. That 1 hour bearish engulfing above the zone and premium levels, that was the best entry possibly of the week for sales.
Boy, if so, then
welcome to the king of traders.
Well documented. Well documented.
Oh yeah, it's all on YouTube.
2 times.
Oh man. Well, yeah, man, I'm about to probably grab us something to eat and take a nap. I'm gonna pick the girl up at 3. But that's gonna be perfect timing because that's when the market about to close. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that daily close and see what kind of candle we get.
That's what's up, man. Well, sure, I'll do the same and just keep each other updated.
Yeah, keep each other updated in the chat, man, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, man, appreciate it, bro.
I got you.
All right, man. Holla at you. Y'all be good.
Peace out, man. We out.